Hey everyone, welcome back to Tuckaway Pines. Today I'm out in the garden doing some harvesting, and I thought today would be a perfect day to kind of do an impromptu September garden update video for you guys, because with this wonderful heat that we've been getting in mid-September, everything is really accelerating, especially compared to the whole season as a whole. They're really kicking off now, so I thought it would be great to show you guys how everything's doing. Okay, so the garden has really started taking off. Like I said in August in that update video, I showed you guys all like the tomatoes and stuff that are growing, but nothing was really ripening up and really kind of at like a pause because of the cooler weather. But now it feels like summertime, even though it's mid-September now, and everything is really taking off. So I just wanted to show you kind of a little bit of how things are growing. And like I said before, I just did a harvest. Wish I could have brought you guys along with me for that one. I didn't expect it to be such a large harvest, but then again, it has been a couple days since I've been out here, so there was quite a bit to pick. So I'll show you that at the end, but just kind of want to show you how everything is growing, especially compared to August to September. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we will start on one side and kind of just go around the garden. Alrighty, so to begin is my little tomato jungle. Definitely not as big as last year, but they're definitely taking full advantage of the space that they have. And you can see there are tons of tomatoes in here, all different varieties, of course. And back in August, everything was pretty much green, but you can see now things are really starting to ripen up. And I did pick a whole bunch not that long ago. Here's some more that are really ripening. I could probably pick a couple of these, but I'll leave them for a day or so. And then here are some red ones that the bugs got to before I could, so I just kind of set them there so they can finish them off, hopefully. But yeah, they are really, really growing. We got some nice big ones. Here's even one with some stretch marks on it. Little scarring, but that's okay. A lot of these tomatoes will be used for sauce making anyway. And then even over here, these are my volunteer tomatoes, and they are really taking off. I've been able to pick a couple of these guys as well, which is really exciting. Oh, and I actually see, I don't know if I can zoom in, but I see a couple tomatoes hiding in the pumpkin plant that I need to pick too. So grab a couple of those in a minute. But then I'm not gonna go too far in, but just behind the tomato jungle I have my cucumber wall. And again, today I picked a whole bunch of cucumbers. They really took off. I actually have a couple more on the outside of the fence that still need to get picked yet, so we got those too. So yeah, they are really taking off, and again, using the whole length of the fence. They're actually starting to creep past this post, which that's okay. Let them grow while they can. Here I have a random pepper plant. It's not producing any flowers yet, but it has shot up significantly. And actually, I can zoom in for you guys. I see one flower bud getting ready to open. And there's another one or a couple of them right in here. So that's kind of neat to see it producing. Hopefully we can get some peppers and it's not too late, but. And then here is my giant pumpkin plant. Now we knew about one pumpkin, which was right here. It kind of looks like it fizzled out though, but that's okay because I looked earlier today and we have a ton more like little pumpkin bulbs coming in. We got one right there. There's a couple of them over here. Got about two right in there in that little pocket. And then I have one right here along the fence. But what's even more exciting, which I didn't even know about, right down here, we got one that's pretty decent size so far, so we might get a couple pumpkins. Maybe not in time for Halloween, but we'll get them sooner than later. I feel like that's the whole theme of this garden this year. It's sooner or later we'll get something out of it. Brick's in here munching on leaves and stuff, so don't mind him. But also my extremely tall sunflower plant bloomed a lot actually, and there are so many more flower heads to come, so it's really exciting. I was thinking about picking a couple of them just for fresh cut flowers. I think they'll be nice to have in the house. And then in this back section here, we got our corn. It's all growing very nicely, all nice and tall. At least this one variety grew very, very tall. The other ones still produced ears, but they just didn't grow as tall as the other set. And I can kind of back up to show you guys the comparison. So, and I believe, if I remember, the taller variety, that's I think like a stole variety. I'll have to double check, but I like this variety because one, it grows very, very tall, very strong, very dominant looking, and I've never seen this on corn, but there are multiple ears shooting out like from one point, which I don't know if that's normal, because I was always under the impression that corn would only produce about 2 to 3 ears per stalk, but and staggered like this as well, not all from one joint. So thought that was kind of neat. Wanted to show you guys that. And then we do have some more pumpkin plants in this back corner growing within. They really sprawled out, and it actually appears I have a pumpkin growing within the fence, so I'm gonna have to fix that so that doesn't get out of control. The basil is growing okay. I've been harvesting it here and there, making some homemade pesto. We absolutely love it. And then over here is our cabbage patch. Now I've been slowly harvesting the cabbages as needed and as they come in, and looks like I have about 2 or 3 I need to harvest. Like this one, probably that one. And then there's one right back there I need to harvest as well. But these red ones can grow a little bit longer. And then here, I thought this was super exciting. I planted some rutabagas, and they are just taking off. They're really like plumping up. So I thought that was pretty exciting to see. Probably have to be harvested here very soon. And then our beans, they're growing very well still. They are producing nicely. I just harvested a bunch of beans off these guys today. We did have trellises running through to kind of create rows, but we did experience a light frost, so we had to take those trellises down in order to cover everything to ensure their safety. And then here's my little pepper patch. I have a variety of pepper plants growing here. Nothing too crazy happening. I guess the most highlighted part is I have one cayenne pepper growing. So that's kind of neat. Other than that, I just have a few blossoms here and there. No fruit producing quite yet. But that's okay. That's kind of a given in our climate, and especially with the type of year we've had. Very damp, very cool. And these guys like their heat, so, which they're definitely getting it now. Better late than never. And then this little sunflower plant, he's still there, but he's kind of fizzling out. He was an early bird, so it's gonna kind of fizzle out sooner. This guy is a zucchini plant, and I know they are typically a summer squash, but like I said, with this heat, it is really starting to do something. And then here are our Cantaloupes. This one is really vining out, but I haven't noticed any cantaloupe bulbs on it quite yet. There's tons of flowers, but no fruit. But on this one's really producing. And I'm gonna turn around here, so don't mind me. But here we have two growing, probably two most mature ones we have. Have a couple of smaller little yellow ones kind of starting to come in. And then we have this one here starting to come in. And then we have one other one right here starting to come in. I feel like there's a couple more. Oh yeah, there's another one hiding in here. So we have about 6 or 7 cantaloupe growing. And even some more smaller ones. You see there was a little bulb up here before. Oh yeah, like a bunch of these little yellow ones starting to produce. So that'll be exciting. I grew cantaloupe once before years ago, and I think I got one melon off of it. So this year it'll be kind of exciting. Hopefully we can keep our eyes on it and the bugs can stay away. And then I don't know if I've ever mentioned or like pointed this guy out. He's been in the corner. This is an eggplant. I haven't really mentioned him because nothing really was happening. But with this heat, I did notice some blossoms starting. So I don't know if we'll get any eggplant, but it's doing something. So we'll kind of keep our eyes on it. Over here, I have my one little celery stalk. It's growing nicely. It's just taking its sweet time, which that's okay. But what's taking over this area is the Brussels sprouts, and they are really starting to like fill in. You can kind of see in here all the little Brussels sprouts. This one's a little more full, but I got about 6 to 8 of these plants in here, and most of them are producing. Like this one on the end is actually doing very well. Very well, if I do say so myself. This is my first time growing Brussels sprouts. I tried last year, they just did not take. But for some reason this year was the year. Probably the cooler weather, I'm not sure. But, oh no, we'll take it and we'll give them a whirl. So that is pretty much the gist of what's happening in the main crop garden. As far as my culinary herbs and stuff, they're starting to kind of slow down, fizzle out. So nothing really exciting going on there. These grow beds behind me, I have my lettuce there. That's they're still growing, they're still doing good. I got a couple that are actually starting to flower and go to seed, so I think I'm gonna take those guys out just to get them out of the way, because I do have some oak leaf back there growing. And then actually behind it, I have bunching onions, and those are actually taking off really nicely as well. And then the tomato plant, I have one tomato plant here, and it just took over completely. So it is thriving, believe me. And then in this bed, I have like 1 or 2 turnips growing in there. Some bulbed onions, those are growing pretty well. Just kind of keep my eyes on them to make sure I can harvest them when they're ready to be harvested. And then about half of that is still filled with carrots. I did a nice harvest back in August, if I'm not mistaken, and I wanted to save the rest for when I'm ready for them. So just kind of let them chill in the ground right now, and they are still chilling. So I can only imagine how big they've gotten since then. But just gonna let them idle by, and I'll bring you guys along when I do harvest those too. But yeah, so that is pretty much it as far as the garden's going. Nothing super crazy, but it is really exciting to see things starting to bloom, starting to blossom, and starting to fruit. So we are bringing in a little bit more. At first it was kind of certain little waves just trickling in, kind of doing small canning batches here and there just to kind of keep up on it. But this is going to be probably the biggest haul yet this season, if I do say so myself, especially just with the volume. So I'm going to turn the camera around, just kind of show you today's harvest. And yeah, show you what I got. Okay, so we have a big basket of cucumbers. I have mostly beans, a few peas in here, and then a ton of tomatoes, you can see. And not all the tomatoes are fully ripe, but if they're mostly ripe, I'll pull them and let them finish up in the house. So yeah, we got a ton of different types of tomatoes, mostly like cherries and stuff like that, but everything is growing nicely, producing finally. Feels good to start bringing in big hauls like this. That way I can get a lot of preservation done at once. So, feels really good. So that is pretty much it for my impromptu September garden harvest update video, if you will. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's kind of quick and spur of the moment, but I just wanted to get in here and show you guys the progress. It's been a few days since I've been in here, and with all the stuff that I was able to pull out of here today, really excited. And don't forget, I got a couple more tomatoes in there I gotta harvest, a couple more cucumbers, and some cabbage as well. So it's a big haul today. Okay, so like I said, I was gonna go pick the remaining cucumbers that were on the outside of my fence. Well, I went to pick one, and this is what it looks like. It looks like 2 cucumbers fused into one. I've never seen that before. I thought that was kind of wild. I had to show you guys. And then on top of it, I'm in here, and look at this guy. You could see the main vine, but then you could see there's like a smaller vine. I'm trying to move this so it could focus. There's like a smaller vine, and then these two like fuse together as well. I have conjoined cucumber twins. I think that's pretty amazing. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but I had to just show you guys. Hey everyone, I am here for a quick little update on the update video, and today is the last day of September, so I just kind of went through the garden like I do every couple days or so, and everything is really producing, but also really coming to its end. So now is that time of year where you want to come in and just harvest everything that you possibly can while you still can. And that's kind of what I sort of did today. I guess this is the start of the ultimate harvest of the year. But I just wanted to show you guys what I pulled out of the garden today. And, hey Brickman. So I got a nice harvest of cabbages. I pulled probably about 5 cabbages. And then I got various numbers of cucumbers and tomatoes. And I did happen to pick a couple peppers. So we finally got a couple peppers coming in. Nothing crazy at all, but here and there, so it's kind of nice to see. And then something very exciting is I started harvesting our corn. A lot of it is now getting to that point where it can be harvested. And so I'm going to have to start doing stuff with the corn. I even pulled out a lot of the corn stalks because I like to let those dry out a little bit, and I use those for decoration around the yard. So, and then finally, pretty much the last of our peas. We might get a couple stragglers, but this is probably the bulk of it. But a good sized basket full of beans. So I just wanted to show you guys what I managed to pull out here at the end of September. We'll be going into October with some more stuff coming very soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So cucumbers, tomatoes are still flying high. Corn, they're on their way out. Cabbages on their way out. Otherwise, we're just kind of waiting for the cooler crops like Brussels sprouts, rutabagas, turnips. I still have a bunch of carrots that need to come out too. But yeah, so I'm just trying to stay on top of things and just make sure everything is harvested when it's ready to be harvested. So thank you guys again for watching, and I hope everyone else is having a really nice, fruitful harvest this year. Please let me know in the comments where you guys are at as far as your harvesting goes. And definitely don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe so don't miss out on any other fun garden updates we have this season. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye.